At 5 o'clock, the Croatian armed forces launched a major attack on the Ukrainians, and the so-called capital city of Knin has been under heavy bombardment.
Impact of the fighting on innocent civilians and on the United Nations personnel is of grave concern to me at this time. UN observation posts are being attacked and overrun.
The UN also reports innumerable instances of shooting at UN observation posts. Already, one UN observer has been killed.
In the Dubica area, where 7 of my soldiers were taken and was put in front of the Croatian advance in that area. I have in my report to UN and to Denmark also explained this incident.
The Danish government strongly protests against actions of the Croatian army towards 7 Danish UN peacekeepers during the Croatian advance on Dubica. On August the 4th, 1995, at 11:50 hours, 7 Danish soldiers were ordered by a Croatian soldier to leave their shelter and hand over their weapons. Afterwards, the Danish UN peacekeepers were forced to walk in front of the battalion attack beside the battalion commander, together with 2 Krajina Serb prisoners. The Danish soldiers were detained, and on August the 5th, they were ordered to walk in front of the attacking Croatian forces for 2 hours.
Desilo danas?
Pa danas, 3. dan već kako se izvlačimo iz hrvatsko-muslimanskih ofanziva. 3. dan. I nekako smo se izvukli ispred artiljerije, ispred svega. I nakon brze i agresivne vojske došli smo tu. I kad smo računali da smo se izvukli, rekao ajmo sad malo da pojemo, 3 dana ne jedemo, ne pijemo. Avion, kako se zove, ne znam, mi koji je, nisam uspio ni vidjeti. Naleti iz pravca, kako se zove ovo, iz pravca Zagreba naleti i preleti preko nas i u navratu, u povratku pusti granatu, ubije mojeg rođenog brata na mjestu, mamu i brata od strica, od ujaka, pački, moje 2 djece, maloljetnih, mali 10 godina.
Kako su se zvali njihova imena?
Goran, stari, Rajko, mlađi.
To make sure the Serbs never returned, Tudjman's army set their villages alight. They murdered hundreds of old people who'd hung stubbornly on.
The problem that we're seeing is what appears to be from the UN military observer patrols, UN civilian police patrols, a quite systematic program of arson and burning of what clearly were Serb community villages and towns. This is a very serious human rights violation. The elimination of property and livelihood is something the UN and human rights codes view as completely serious and unacceptable. And we will report this as widely as possible. This is just not something that can be tolerated. And the public opinion, the press, now getting hold of this, are beginning to show more and more interest in focusing on this very, very serious program of destruction.
The UN believes 12 Serb civilians were massacred in Varivode, among them Jovo and Milka Beric, according to identity papers they found. Their bodies have been buried along with more than 200 others who were killed during and after the Croatian army retook the Krajina from the Serbs in August. 125 of these graves are unmarked. At first, Croatian authorities denied the reports, attributing them to biased propaganda. Later, they blamed, quote, uncontrollable elements. And now they say they've arrested several hundred people. The UN says what's happening here is a systematic campaign of intimidation. Varivode is only the latest destroyed village. UN television has taken pictures of Serb houses burning all over this region in the 2 months since the Croatian army conquered it. UN cameras found 2 elderly Serb men, one dressed in pajamas, shot through the head, the other with his throat slit. European, UN and US human rights reports say much of the killing, burning and looting is done by men in Croatian military uniforms and armed civilians.